But now we hear, Simon, that Liverpool could hand out a lifetime ban to the Anfield pitch invader, who collided with members of Klopp's side as they celebrated during the 7-0 win. The club have begun an investigation into the incident. It came about when Firmino scored the 7th goal in the 88th minute. Now, when you look at it, you probably see it again. The offender, the fellow who ran on, slipped and made contact with Andy Robertson and Curtis Jones. Both suffered knocks, and the threat of injury left Klopp absolutely seething as the culprit was led away by stewards. I mean, what do you think, Simon? A lifetime ban? Are Liverpool right? Should they throw the book at this fella?
Well, football fans have been told to stay off the pitch.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times you have to tell them. And if they don't want to follow it, and they don't want to follow the guidelines, whether they agree with it or not, or whether people think it's unnecessary and it's overzealous, is a different discussion entirely. I'm sure lots of laws in this country that we all don't like. One of the laws around football is you can't run onto the football pitch. He's run on the football pitch. If Liverpool deem it necessary to send a message that anybody that does that gets a lifetime ban, I'm not going to disagree with them. Why shouldn't they? They asked him nicely. They've asked him twice. They've asked him 3 times. It's been repeatedly put through the media that people aren't to go on the pitches, and that football's tightening up its idea around football pitch invasions.
Okay.
And here you go. He reached the whirlwind, didn't
he? He reached what he saw as zero tolerance then, and okay, we look at that and we think, yeah, zero tolerance is right. So if zero tolerance is applied there, why not here? Because the FA has been accused of failing grassroots referees by declining to punish Bruno Fernandes for pushing an official in the side or the back during the big game on Sunday. He was bad-tempered, Fernandes. What United player wasn't? He pushed the assistant referee Adam Nunn out of his way towards the end of the game, and previous incidents in which Premier League players have pushed officials have led to the FA taking action, of course, most notably when Di Canio had that famous moment. But the FA yesterday decided against charging Fernandes on the basis that the referee at Anfield, Andy Madley, saw the incident and took no action. Now, the FA claims it can punish players retrospectively only if an incident is missed by the officials during the match. FA sources indicate that Nunn and Madley had discussed the Fernandes push. They'd seen it, they discussed it, hence no action. But that's not good enough for the chief executive of RefSupportUK, Martin Cassidy, who feels that referees all over the country at grassroots level are absolutely let down by this kind of decision making by the FA. Martin joins us live. Martin, good afternoon to you. It's a while since we've spoken. What was your take when you saw the incident on Sunday? What did you immediately think, Martin?
Yeah, thanks for having us on again, guys.
No problem.
The WhatsApps were going absolutely crazy for what we're involved in, and we just couldn't believe that it wasn't addressed at the time. I'm really surprised Andy Madley, who incidentally had a fantastic game, decided not to address this. You know, we're talking, Adam Nunn is, one of the best assistant referees in the world, and I just think the message that the FA could have sent out here was that, they could have raised the charge. And I know in their discipline processes, there is a ban of up to 182 days for contact with a match official. That's how it's framed. So I'm just really surprised, and I just think it just, like Simon was spot on yesterday, the message it's sending out is just wrong for grassroots referees, where everything at the top flight is mimicked, from Jack Grealish just wearing his socks to your Ronaldo goal celebration, everything is mimicked. And I just think it's a missed opportunity here by the FA, considering all the great work they've done recently with body cams and other stuff. It's a missed opportunity, absolutely.
What kind of punishment would fit the crime here, do you think, Martin?
Well, we said, we would say, 5-6 games. When you look at the
5-6 game ban.
Yeah, well, minimum. And I think if you look at what FA procedures and discipline says, it's up to 182-day ban with a minimum of 112. So it's all there as far as we're concerned. And it just really is a missed opportunity, honestly, it really is.
I mean, what will happen now, Simon, is, and let's hope it doesn't, players at grassroots level, okay, if they collide with or shove an official this coming weekend or whatever, well, Fernandes did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, my position on it in terms of I think it's an opportunity. Whether they get banned for a significant period, whether they got a retrospective yellow card, whether there was something to suggest that this was unacceptable. I think the referees on the pitch missed an opportunity because they're the first ones to talk about the fact that they're maligned a lot of the time, that they're put under a lot of pressure, that the expectations of them are unrealistic, that they're human beings that make mistakes. and all that goes with that. And yet you've got a situation where on the pitch they deem it to be okay. I understand why they might feel that the temperature of the game, but you either want to be in an environment where officialdom means something, the profession that you represent has value attached to it, and there's certain parameters around it, or you don't. And then you've got Howard coming out beneath it. The FA are quite happy to let gangsters own football clubs and sovereign state buy football and get involved with none of the real running of the game. But when it comes to something, we've got a problem with refereeing in this country. We don't have enough top quality referees. We don't have enough value of that particular profession. We don't have enough tolerance of it in the media, and we certainly don't have enough support for it down in the grassroots. So what do you expect from the FA? Yes, it's wonderful they put body cameras in place, but body cameras are a byproduct of a culture that's been allowed to fester and generate for too long.
Martin, what kind of rule is it that the FA can punish players retrospectively only if an incident's missed by officials during a match?
Yeah, I think again, Simon's spot on, but I think also the discipline processes, I don't think it's fit for today's modern game, particularly at top flight. And I think sometimes match officials can be guilty of the top flight of managing the events rather than seeing the bigger picture, particularly when it comes to situations like this. So I think the whole process, we've said it before, body cameras are probably the most progressive, positive move that the FA's made recently. But I think looking at these, the discipline processes currently needs to address. You've just been talking about a fan getting a lifetime ban for running on the pitch.
Yeah.
But if someone hits a match official, they can go and watch a match at Anfield if they hit it on. So there's a connection there that we think if someone hits or assaults a grassroots referee, ban him for life, yeah, absolutely, or 10 years, they say now. Bring in banning orders so they can't replicate that behaviour in stadiums like Anfield and Old Trafford. So there's a much bigger piece here. And I just think putting it all together and missing this opportunity, after all the good work, it's really poor. I think there's a bigger picture. Discipline processes to be looked at too. Did you
hear Dermot Gallagher on Sky Sports yesterday?
Yeah, I commented on it. There might be a poor analogy to make, but he's becoming like Comical Ali used to be during the Iraq War, where he was just admitting that everything they did was correct. And I think they get more credibility when they put their hands up and say, we should have done something stronger here. And I think that's a missed opportunity too. I was really disappointed in Dermot, and I know a lot of other grassroots referees were. That was another opportunity, live on Sky, to really condemn this behaviour and send a strong message that referees are not fair game.
Martin, in the coming days, we're hoping to have Howard Webb join us live. Howard pledged to do that. He met me at Wembley at the Carabao Cup final, said he wants to come on. It gives him a platform to describe in what direction he wants a PGMOL to go in. Do you think Howard needs to man up, face this up, and say, on that occasion, this is wrong, Fernandes should be punished?
Howard Webb has been a massive, massive bonus to the whole culture of refereeing since Howard's come in. Look what's happened with Lee Mason, rightly or wrongly. Look what has happened with the transparency with clubs. I would not be surprised if he made a real positive statement about this. And I think he's going to take the game to another level, which clubs, players and referees will welcome his input. He's a really knight in shining armour for us, and I think he'll take the game to another level.
Yeah. Martin, we always appreciate your time and your content. Thank you so much for joining us. Martin Cassidy, Chief Executive of RefSupportUK, on the day that Fernandes shoved an official but didn't get punished. And we find that strange.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.